What's going on, guys? Shadow Raj here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we have new shiny shadow Pokemon to hunt. So we got a lot of grinding to do, so with that being said, let's get into it. If we take a look here, we have taken over special research and we've already completed page 1, so let's go ahead and collect all this stuff. And I think this is a Combi encounter if I remember correctly. Let's go ahead and collect the Stardust and this XP, and yes, it is a Combi encounter. I don't know what the hundo is, to be honest with you, but we'll go ahead and catch it and check it out. And then I also believe there's going to be a Litleo and a Pawniard encounter in this research, but I'm still just throwing some bad throws right here, but it's research, it can't run, but I don't want to spend all day doing it, so let's see if we can make a better throw. Let's go ahead and check it real quick. Yeah, terrible, but that's all good. And we need to catch 20 Purify 5 Shadow Pokemon and defeat 6 Team Go Rocket Grunts. Pretty easy. And we also have page 1 for premium time research done, so let's go ahead and get these encounters. And the first one is a Slowpoke. And then our next encounter is going to be another Combi, not shiny. Encounter number 3 is a Snivy, not shiny as well. And then the fourth one is going to be a Pawniard. Unfortunately, it wasn't blue. They've been really cool, but it just wasn't. After we get a premium battle pass, the final encounter is going to be a Nidoqueen. That would have been really amazing if that was shiny. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll still have to grind some raids for and some research, but for page 2, we need to explore 1 KM, catch 15 Pokemon, defeat 3 Team Go Rocket members, and purify 3 Shadow Pokemon. Pretty easy. We've got our first leader, and it's Sierra, and I'm not sure what her team is. I know she starts off with a Trapinch, so we're gonna lead off with Sceptile, and then we'll just bring Machamp, because she usually has Houndoom in the back, and then Excadrill seems like a good coverage, so let's see what happens here. And I don't have Frenzy Plant on my Sceptile, so I opted for Leaf Blade. That way I could get rid of the shields really quickly. That's always the game plan, is just get rid of those shields as quick, because they're always going to shield up the first 2. And the first one is thrown and shield, as we all know. So Leaf Blade builds up pretty quickly, and we'll go ahead and shield this just in case she has like a water type or something next. I don't want to lose too much health on the Sceptile. And we did not get a debuff from that Scorching Sand, so that's pretty awesome. Build up some energy, and then not even bubble it because they're going to shield. And then we'll go ahead and take down her Trapinch and see what her second Pokemon's going to be. And then she's got 3 different options, but usually they favor one. And it's going to be a Ferrothorn, so we'll go ahead and swap in Machamp. We'll go ahead and do some counters, and then we'll hit it with a Dynamic Punch after we shield this. And it's got Power Whip, so build up some more, and then we'll throw this, and then if she's got a Houndoom in the back, should be pretty well wrapped up. This should go ahead and take care of her Ferrothorn. And then, nope, she's got a Drapion, so we'll do as much chip damage as we can, but the ground typing from Excadrill will help, and the steel will resist the poison. So that's going to be helpful. We'll swap out as soon as we can. Or we can just throw another Dynamic Punch in. Yep, we got to the Dynamic Punch in time. I'll go ahead and KO her. And there we go. That was pretty simple. They're usually pretty easy. I remember when they first came out, they were quite a bit harder. And we've got some lag here. There we go. Finally going through. Let's see if we can start off with a shiny. That'd be freaking amazing, because we have to get 3 of each. Cliff has what? Gibble. Cliff has Gibble, so we need 3 Gibbles. Then Arlo has Horsey. We need 3 of those. And then Sierra has Trapinch, and we need 3 of those. So we've got a lot of grinding to do. We did not start with a shiny. And a 248. Let's go ahead and catch it and check it out. Alright, we've got a Cliff here. I'm not going to show you guys every single battle, but I'll show you the first ones just in case there's any new players out there that may need help battling. But I think we're going to go with this team since he's going to start with a Gibble. We'll go ahead and see what his other 2 Pokemon are. Usually he has a Tyranitar in the back, so let's go ahead and battle him real quick and see what we can get. Maybe we can get our shiny Gibble on the very first one. That'd be pretty insane. And let's go ahead and make him burn his, he's going to make us burn a shield first, so that's fine, because we'll go ahead and stack up after that. Now let's go ahead and build up some energy, and we'll go ahead and throw that just to keep him from attacking and burn a shield. So we've got the Gibble brought down now, and let's see what he brings out next. Fighting Ghost, so Fairy still works for this Annihilate. We've almost got the Annihilate beat, and it does some pretty good damage, but, you know, we got to take care of. And if it is a Tyranitar in the back, we'll go ahead and swap into Venusaur and use that super effective grass. So there's that, and then it is going to be Tyranitar. Maybe we can get a Dazzling Gleam off. Nope. I wasn't thinking so, but I tried. So once we build up to this frenzy plant, should do quite a bit of good damage. And it's gonna look like Mewtwo wasn't even needed. I'll probably swap Mewtwo for something else just in case and get bad alignment. I don't know what his other mons are for the second, but you know, this time it's gonna work. Maybe. And okay. Well, Mewtwo, you're gonna have to carry us even though you're gonna be resisted. Let's go ahead and see if you can get one charged attack. So yeah, that was pretty well bad played on my end, but you know, we still got it beat. And there it is. So yeah, I'll do some rearranging on that team and we'll find out a better suit for it. But let's go ahead and see if we can get that shiny Gibble right off the bat. That'd be pretty freaking awesome. We didn't get the trap hitch on the first go, but can we get one here? We did not. And a 374. I definitely want to go ahead and Pineapple Berry this. I want them extra candies. I might even Silver Pineapple Berry it. Let me change my angle here so I can see the screen. And he's gonna keep attacking. There we go. That's better. Right, the Gibble's been caught and not good at all, but oh well. We've got a real quick Nidoqueen check before we get back to the leaders. Let's go ahead and see. It is not our shiny and a 1390. After that balloon, we now have a Cliff. So this will be our second one. And we really want that shiny Gibble. Well, we'll take any of the shiny shadows because we need all of them. Let's see what we get from this one. Will it be it? It is not. And a 362. We've got it caught and it is not very good, but oh well. We've got our third Cliff. This one's from another balloon, so maybe third luck's the charm. We can see if we can get that yellow-bellied Gibble right here. Survey says we did not, and a 380, so 0 for 3 on the Gibble so far. Let's take a look, and yeah, middle finger, not very nice. We have found another Sierra here. We have yet to find Arlo. Don't know where he's hiding, but I'm sure there's gotta be at least one in town. And let's see if we can get a shiny on our second Sierra. Survey says no. And a 256. But is 256 any good? Well, might be for PvP. That's pretty cool. Up next we have a Cliff and he just seems to be everywhere. So this will be our fourth one. So 4 Cliffs, 2 Sierras, 0 Arlos. Cliff just seems to be taking up all the landscape, but let's go ahead and see. Can we get the shiny? We still did not. And a 388. Don't forget to bury it. That way we can get them extra candies. And we'll go ahead and check it out once we catch it. Gibble has been caught and that's pretty decent. Might be able to use it for something. We've got another Cliff here. Man, I was just kidding about Arlo hiding. That's kind of crazy. I haven't seen one and we still haven't seen a shiny, so that's unfortunate. And you'll never guess that we have a Cliff next. So, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I will take it. I really want a shiny Gibble. I really want 3 shiny Gibbles, but you know, I'd like to get at least one of all 3 today. But let's see, it is not a shiny and a 393. All right, we actually found an Arlo and I got a call to interrupt the beginning of the battle, but that's all right. I'm pretty sure we can rebound. Just go ahead and shield this up. Probably gonna be like a bubble beam or something. And yeah, bubble beam, so it's gonna debuff us. Okay, yeah, debuff the attack, but let's go ahead and we don't even need to circle this. It still has to use the shields. But I'm just glad that we found an Arlo. That's pretty cool. And we are looking pretty low, a lot lower than I'd like to be. But like I said, that phone call kind of interrupted everything, so we got a late start. We'd already lost some health before it started, but you guys seen that, I don't need to tell you. And we can go ahead and get rid of this before we lose any more health, just in case we need Sceptile in the back. So if like his next one is like a Kingdra or something that's part dragon, we'll have some good chip damage. But it's going to be a Steelix, so we'll go ahead and have nothing really available for this. Might switch into Reshiram and see what we can do, but yeah. So far we'll build back up and then swap and then see if we can get a Fusion Flare off. And then in the back he usually has Scizor, so we're in a pretty good spot if that indeed is his team, but he could have something else back there. We'll find out here in a second. So it's going to be a Drapion, or no, it's going to be a Muck, not a Drapion. He doesn't have Drapion. That's a Sierra, I believe. And we'll go ahead and get this Fusion Flare off. We don't have any ground moves to do super effective against the poison, but we should be able to take care of it, no problem. Even if we don't get to another Fusion Flare, which it doesn't look like we will. Yeah, didn't think so. We'll just come in, throw a couple of Bullet Seeds, and do a Breaking Swipe. And then probably do one more Bullet Seed, another Breaking Swipe, and now we'll go ahead and clear that off. So there we go, and one more, and there it is. That's done. So pretty simple. First go. But let's see if we can get a shiny on the first go. We haven't had any luck with the other 2, but maybe Arlo being so difficult to find, maybe that's why he was trying to hide that shiny from us. And we should be getting pretty close to being full on eggs, and then we can hatch a full batch. And let's see if we can get a shiny. We did not. At a 211. We don't really need candy for this. Gibble's really the only one that I'm going for the candy on. And are you gonna stay after an excellent throw? Yep, you sure are. Now let's check the stats on it, and then we can move on probably to more cliffs. Yep, those are some stats all right. But let's go find some more cliffs. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you that we did 26 liters today. Unfortunately, no shinies. I had softball practice, so I went and did that, and we got a couple more done after and a couple done before, but I didn't show you every single one because there's some new players that are watching the channel, and I wanted to show them how to beat leaders, or anybody that needs help beating the leaders, not necessarily just brand new players, but anybody that struggles with typing or anything like that. I was just trying to help out. So we got 26 and we got 0 shinies. That's really unfortunate. You know, it is what it is. We'll have a better grind tomorrow. We'll have a harder grind tomorrow, hopefully. And hopefully we can get at least one of the shinies, at least 2. That'd be really nice. But let's go find a place to do some Uxie raids and see if we can get a shiny one of those before we call it a day. I'm gonna do a couple Uxie battles to finish up this video. Maybe we can get a shiny. That'd be pretty awesome. I really don't like that we have to remote raid for these things, especially since remote raids are so pricey compared to what they used to be, but let's see if we can get one early. Maybe we can get one right off the bat. That'd be pretty freaking insane, right? And survey says, will you be shiny? Oh, no way. Right there, right off the bat. That is freaking awesome. Now we're just down to 1. We just need the Mesprit, and we are done with the Lake Trio, so 1408, not the best, but you know, we'll take it. We'll see if we can get a, terrible throw, but it can't run, so who cares? We'll be able to enter it into the decks and just be down to 1. I'm so glad we got it on the first one. That's pretty nice. But let's go ahead and check it after we register it to the decks. And I believe that this one is probably my least favorite, just the yellow on yellow. Not a huge fan, but let's take a look. Well, it's a low 3-star, but you know, at least it's in the decks. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like and smashing that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to see more content like this, you can check it out over here. And don't forget, you can subscribe on the other side. And also let me know down in the comments, are you going after any of these shiny shadows? And if you are, let me know which one. And with that being said, I'll see you next time.